Hi, good day everyone. This is Abrasaldo, Bachelor of Technology and Livelihood Education, major in Industrial Arts. Now, I will be reporting about 10 international agreements on planetary stewardess or stewardship. But I only have to focus the two subtopics, which is Convention for the Protection of the Mediterranean Sea Against Pollution and the Basel, Rotterdam, and Stockholm Convention. So first, let's talk about what is the purpose of the 10 international agreements, by the way. So when we say 10 international agreements, from the word international, it is across all of the countries all over the world, like Japan, Philippines, USA. And these agreements is composed, this is just to protect our mother nature, our oceans, and everything that all about nature or environment. This is to protect, to conserve, so that our future generations can still cherish what our society holds nowadays. Now, what why it was created? So why it was created? It's created because as what we have noticed nowadays, there are a lot of environmental issues, and one of the notable environmental issues nowadays is like um, ocean problems, and one of the big example about this one is what happened in Basel City and Manhuyud when the URC has a problem with oil spill where it affects for over a month. The residents there have nothing to eat because their seawater is spilled with the poisonous oil spills from the URC ethanol, where they suffer. They have nothing to eat from sea food creations like shells, fish. They could not use that. That is why it is also created the 10 international agreements on planetary stewardship. So now let's jump off to the Convention for the Protection of the Mediterranean Sea. So in this subtopic, it covers about these land-based sources, ships and aircraft, offshore exploration and exploitation, dumping waste at the sea, promotes sustainable uses of marine and coastal resources, and it will also include protocols on marine biodiversity, hazardous waste, and oil spill pollution. So basically, Convention for the Protection of the Mediterranean Sea Against Pollution, it was created as part of the international agreements. This is just to protect the sea bodies of the Mediterranean Sea. As we know that Mediterranean Sea is a protected area on our Earth, and it is also protected as a big part of our marine and ecosystems. So usually it is mentioned here that ships and aircraft, you know about the aircraft when they will go or sent into the space. Usually the rockets was um, going back to the earth, and seabeds or the sea will carry their waste. So basically this is also part why it was created. It is just to protect this specific area, and also it is mentioned offshore exploration and exploitation, and also it is very rampant nowadays about dumping waste at the sea, which is you should basically not to do dump waste on the sea because it can damage not just our sea creatures, marine life, but time to time it may also damage your life too, because as we all know, we are all basing, or we need sea, we need our mother nature, and basically this will help us to protect and conserve. Next is It includes protocols on marine biodiversity, as we know what marine biodiversity is. It's all about our marine life, our fishes, our seabeds, seafloors, and this will protect on how to conserve them. And also the hazardous waste. As we all know, we do have hazardous waste that should be um, keep sealed and should not be dumped into the water. Let's say example about what I provided earlier, the oil spill in Bahay City and Manhuyud. That was a big impact on our marine um, biodiversity or hazardous waste. Also, the oil spill pollution, same with my example. Next, we have the Basel, Rotterdam, and Stockholm Convention. So first, let's tackle about what is the Basel Convention. So the Basel Convention is actually primarily focused on the chemical waste such as pesticides, herbicides, and any other chemical products that could harm our Mother Earth. So basically, first, we have the Basel Convention. The main focus is to protect and label all of the chemical products. And while the Rotterdam Convention, it only focuses on hazardous chemicals and pesticides, where it protects international trade-offs. And also the Stockholm Convention focuses on the organic base, such as IMOs and any other chemicals that is useful or not useful, that is primarily based on the organic products. So basically, these three conventions, the Basel Convention, Rotterdam Convention, and Stockholm Convention, this is just to protect the proper way, the proper manage, and proper storage about how do chemicals affect our nature, how to use chemicals properly, and about international trade-offs. Let's say for example, these chemicals is made in Finland and it was transported into the Philippines. It should pass the so-called PIC, or this is the standard quality assurance for each countries. If these chemicals will pass, and then it will go travel into the Philippines, because each country has its own quality assurance, and these three will protect international trade-offs about chemical use. So basically, question is, how these three protect our mother nature? Basically, the answer is it protect by knowing how to use or what to use or where to use the chemicals, because as we know, chemicals is dangerous in our mother nature, not just our mother nature but also we as a human. Chemicals is dangerous. And now I have already discussed the two subtopics about 10 international agreements on planetary stewardship. If you have something or if you have questions, just drop down below at the comment section. Again, this is Dave. Goodbye.